All right, but it's time to play a board game. And that's what we're doing here on the show. In a time-honored Gumbo Live tradition, Steve. We're playing a brand new game we haven't tested before.
That does sound like us.
It's called, and Verla, I was thinking of some kind of catchy name that Glenn would probably want to market, maybe do a board game. It's called Cardboard Bourbon Steward Certification. It just kind of rolls off the tongue, don't you think? Yeah.
Smooth.
So what I didn't know, Glenn, is that we've got sommeliers, right? Those are people that are certified to tell you what to want.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the country. Go ahead.
No, not that one. There are bourbon stewards. You can actually get certified to be a bourbon steward, and that way when you go to a restaurant or you go to a place, you can help people pick out the bourbon that matches with the meal that they're eating. Right. So I thought, why don't we start our own cardboard bourbon steward certification? I'm going to give out some drink pairings, and then the three of you are going to each tell me what board game we should play with that one.
You should call the segment Tuesday Night Hobos.
I didn't know if you showed up late, Berla. So if you're not ready with some games, if you want to be the judge and listen to these two guys duel back and forth, or if you want to contribute, I'm happy either way.
All right.
It's a good question because I did not have a chance to.
Come on,
this
do
over.
it.
I thought this was like our other game, but if you don't mind, I'll throw stuff in.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head.
That'll be the best.
All right. So Glenn, Steve, and Berla, do we understand how the game works?
Yep.
All right.
Sure.
Yes.
I throw out the drink. I give you some clues about the drink, and you passionately take turns and tell us what board game would be.
We understand how the game's going to work until you change the rules in the middle of it. So
come on.
Ahead.
It is Gumbo Live, right? Okay, so here's the first one. The first drink, Steve. I had to go with something just classic.
Sure.
Right? The classic old fashioned. You got to start with the classic. It's sugar with bitters, some water. Add your favorite bourbon, and garnish with that orange slice and a cherry. Okay, so Glenn.
Yeah.
What board game would you play with old fashions?
Well, if you enjoy old fashioned, you're probably divorced. And so you're playing a solo game. Like, not realizing that you're crushing alcoholism is why your wife left you.
Oh, God.
And so you're at home and waiting for the sweet embrace of death. and you play a Siege of Valeria.
You're waiting to die.
Yeah.
Okay. Siege of Valeria.
Nothing to look forward to.
Oh, this is why we brought Glenn on the show.
Wow.
Sorry.
It got dark fast.
I'm loving it. Okay. Steve, you're up.
Oh my goodness. Can I go back to being a judge?
No, too late, Berla. How do you top that?
That is so shocking to me. I want people who are on the verge of death to continue playing my game.
But, yeah.
And this will send them off into the great beyond.
Their last thing they see is board game Gumbo Live. And they're like, wow, that was it.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready now.
I wish I had more time to play with Siege of Valeria. I'm ready to go now. Yeah. All right, Steve, what you got?
I took old-fashioned literally and just went with old school card games that somebody would probably play in my family. Because again, they don't tend to want to play the same games I do. So I picked an old school trick taker like euchre. Just take something that has been around forever, like the old fashioned's been around forever. And that's going to be the way that you kind of pair them, match them that way. Maybe that brings them back from the brink. Maybe that's a way of saying, have this drink, play this game, step away from the light. Come back to us.
Come back to the dinner table.
Yeah.
Berla, you've heard.
I was tracking along Steve's train of thought and thinking like bridge or canasta. Those aren't board games, and we're talking old fashioned, exactly like you said. That's what popped into my mind. If it needed to be a board game, old fashioned, classic, I was going to go with Carcassonne.
Ah, okay.
That's solid.
Very genteel.
Solid. Hey,
you live in a happier world than I do. I really appreciate it.
Verla, not a lot of rules, right? Not a lot of ingredients in old fashioned, just simple.
No, but a lot of mothballs.
All right, so Tommy, pick one of those while I'm also thinking about which one I'm going to pick. We've got chat crew. We've got Siege of Valeria with the old fashioned, or a card game like Euchre, or Uke as we say here in Louisiana, Uke, and then Carcassonne, a classic cardboard, right? Okay. You guys are making it tough here, but I got to go with Steve on this one. I was thinking just classic cardboard, some kind of classic card game that everybody knows. And you're drinking the old fashioned. So I'm going to give the point to Steve on this one.
Okay.
And Time Roller's with me. He says,
okay. So
my mom says you're wrong.
Steve, you keeping track of us?
I'll keep track of it. We're doing one point per.
Yeah, just 1 point. 1 point for Steve. Cool. And Steve, because you won, you get to choose which
I get to
the
pick
other
the
one.
next one from the list.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look back at this.
Let's
do number 4 that you had there, BJ.
Number 4, the Rooster Cocktail. Everybody, probably Glenn, I'm boring you with this because you probably have one every night. The Rooster Cocktail. You get back from the drive in LA and you're like, I need a Rooster Cocktail. Well, just to remind everyone else besides Glenn, it's the kosher salt, just for the rim, lime wedge, bourbon, cinnamon schnapps, and of course, sarsaparilla. Gotta have that sarsaparilla.
Cinnamon schnapps sounds like a nice way to raise the credit score of like Fireball or whatever college kids drink.
All right, so
moving on.
Fireball. Burley, you want to go first on this one? Do you have something, or do you want Glenn to go first?
Glenn's
got something prepared.
If you go with the Rooster Cocktail, my immediate thought is I want to play chicken, that dice rolling, push your luck game.
Boo.
Sorry.
Chicken. Steve, do you want to judge this time since you won, or do you have something prepared?
No, I got stuff. You can keep going, or do you have stuff that you want to add to it?
I was going to let you judge. No, you know what? You go ahead. Yeah, if you got one, I'll judge.
I was actually going just like Time Roller was. I heard Rooster and I heard sarsaparilla, and I thought old school Western. I went Rooster Cogburn, John Wayne, old school like that. So I'd say bang.
Bang the dice game. Oh, yeah. Glenn, that's a tough one. We've got bang the dice game. And
Western theme kind of thing there.
Sarsaparilla is cool. But that schnapps, that just reminds me of like high school. And so I don't know, I'd be like playing beer pong with that one. But
some green apple schnapps back in high school.
Just like you mean Mad Dog 2020. Right. So I'm gonna go with Happy Salmon. That's a fun game. I'm probably having a party. Probably just got off my shift at 7-Eleven, and I'm ready to have a good time.
All right, so let me recap.
Stir it with a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Steve, you went with...
I went with Bang.
Bang the dice game.
And Burla went with...
Chicken.
The show's going to be the end of my career.
And Glenn went with...
Happy Salmon.
Happy Salmon. All right, you got a tough one, Tommy Roller. Time, what do you think there? We got Bang, Chicken, and Happy Salmon. I would have personally gone with Viticulture because of the wake up element with the rooster. I was thinking.
I thought about that one first thing, but we've already talked about Viticulture.
Congratulations, Verla, you win. Timmy says.
Thank you, Timmy.
Chicken tastes like Yahtzee. Boo! That's all I say. And I know DJ Bell's gonna watch this later and go, "Oh man, BJ's dogging on the chicken." I didn't get that game. That game just went like, what are we doing in this game? Just rolling dice and just like I'll roll again.
Yeah, it's great.
I didn't get that game. I'd much rather play Can't Stop anytime. So, but Can't Stop is life, right?
I played the biggest game of Can't Stop at Chris Whitpan's house. He was a great guy, and he had a talk show format for his.
We've had him on the show, haven't we?
In the bar.
Yeah. Oh man,
that show. I used to love watching
that. He's the best. I actually I think when I had the baby, I shut down my Facebook and then I restarted it, but I lost all my friends, so I have to find everyone again. But oh man, I love Chris. He is so generous and quick-witted. But yeah, he had like a lawn-sized version of it that was amazing.
Ah,
It's a really fun game.
That's wild.
Fun time.
Sounds
Berla,
awesome.
you're picking next. Which one of these do you want to do? You have it open?
Now I do. Now I do. How about the Belmont Jewel with bourbon, lemonade, and pomegranate juice?
I like it. The Belmont Jewel, bourbon, lemonade, and pomegranate juice. Let's go to Steve first this time.
Oh, okay. Well, give me a choice here. I was thinking you could go horses with this, but I went with Jewel instead and just said diamonds.
Oh, diamonds. Okay.
Another card game there that has something that kind of represents that jewel there that kind of sparkles.
I approve. Diamonds, good game. Fun. My mom never quite grasped it, but we love that game. Tommy's played that one. Okay. Glenn, what you got?
Well, I'm looking at a picture of it right now, the Belmont Jewel. It's pretty, it's pink.
Mixtape?
Oh, you know what? No. You know what? Hold on a second. Ovation.
Okay.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either.
Ovation was a Kickstarter game. Grand Gamers Guild is doing the US distribution of it. And it's about making music. It had a real successful Kickstarter. It's very cute, very fun. And it totally picks up on the color vibe of it. It'd be oh man, that would look so good in pictures, having those drink. You know what? When I do my first promo picture for that game, I'm going to have that drink next to it. And you're going to know you are the inspiration.
There we go.
Or the person to blame, depending on.
I am curious. Have you ever had a Belmont Jewel before?
No, never.
Oh, okay.
No.
Berla, what you got? Belmont Jewel.
I'm going to go with Splendor once you have the upgraded jewels that aren't just the little poker chip things, but the fancy ones that shine and sparkle and gleam, and they're just so pretty. And
I thought that was a softball. I was like expecting all these,
I almost got Ready, Set, Bet.
Ready, Set, Bet, or Long Shot, the dice game, or one of those things.
Too obvious.
Yeah, you shocked me on this. Okay, maybe I was too obvious. Tommy, what do you think? We've got Diamonds, Ovation, and Splendor. Which one do you think, Tommy, should it be?
Ovation.
Diamonds, Ovation,
in the running.
Splendor.
In the running.
And would tie everybody up.
Sample.
I think you stumped Tommy. I don't think he's ever played Ovation.
Oh
my God, I'm wrong.
There it is.
Congratulations, Glenn. You got it
in the running.
Wow. All right.
I don't want to work.
You get to pick the next one, Glenn.
Oh, I do? Hold on a second. That means I got to find that piece of paper.
So Tiny said, or I can throw them out for you. There's only 3 choices. You got
surprise me.
Manhattan, Bourbon and Blood, or Urban Bourbon Cowboy.
Oh, you got do a Manhattan. That's a classic one. Okay. People need to know what's in that and drink it.
So Manhattan, I've never had one, but it's bourbon's answer to the gin martini. I'm a vodka martini guy, not a gin martini, but I'm okay with the Manhattan. But that's some choices that I think you guys can come up with. Glenn, what you got for the Manhattan?
In the Manhattan, you put a little bit of the wine in there to mix with it. If it's a martini, I'm asking, is that what they're saying that the mix is in there?
I've never had one.
Oh,
Me neither.
Yeah, I've had them, but I don't know what's in it. I know I've just ordered it. Okay, so let's think here. What would be a good game? That sounds like a sipping drink. One that we're going to be leisurely. We're a little bit sophisticated. It's not for another month or two until we're separated and we're divided, see who gets the
this is a turn I wasn't expecting.
This is fun. You know what you're gonna play?
This is gumbo therapy here.
You're gonna play Marco Polo.
Okay.
I consider that a very sophisticated game. Okay. I love how
Marco Polo 1 or 2?
1. I have 2 for years and I've never played it.
Steve, Marco Polo is an interesting choice. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, we got a visitor on the show. Steve, what you think?
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, we're on a little TV show here. Okay?
Hello.
Yeah. You want to go back to mommy? Okay. Thank you. See you, little sweetie.
Oh,
pie.
don't let her see Toby because she won't go to bed.
Yeah, that's right.
She'll want to pet Toby. So Manhattan, a Native American word for many hills. I did not know that until I took my tour of Central Park.
Manhattan.
But, Steve, Manhattan.
Manhattan. I took two things with this. I took the location for one, but then I also went Simpsons for two. There was an episode of The Simpsons when Bart became the bartender for the local mobster. And he would say, "Make me a Manhattan, boy. Make me a Manhattan." So I went Godfather Corleone's Empire in Manhattan. Old school drink. Location gets it, but it just kind of struck me as something that you could hear. That you could hear the capo say, "Make me a Manhattan, boy."
So you're going
Corleone's Empire.
Corleone's Empire.
Godfather.
You're so fast with your answers. They're so well thought out. I'm very impressed.
That's why
this
he's
is
the
what
name
happens
father.
when you prepare.
No, that's why he's the name father, and he does this
That is
every
why
time.
he's the name father.
That's why he's the name father. All right,
That
Berla.
is his skill.
We have
Right,
two
you know?
choices here. This is not what I was thinking. We got
The old
Manhattan,
kidney's good on that fella.
we got Marco Polo and Corleone's Empire. There's a lot of room between those two games.
We've staked out the edges. You've got the wide middle of the curve left.
There's a lot of years in between those two games.
There are.
Glenn with the fastball high. Steve had the slider low and away. You got a
Polo.
big old strike zone.
Marco
Yeah.
Polo also knew and might have stayed and been a guest at Kubla Khan. A little FYI for you. I watched it on a documentary last night.
Right. What you got, Berla?
New York, 1901.
That was my second choice.
I like it.
I like it.
That was my first choice.
New York 1901. Right over there. One of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Tiling. Something.
Have you ever played it, Glenn?
You know what? I feel like I have. Is that by Days of Wonder?
That was by Blue Orange Games, designed by
yes.
Spinelli.
Yeah, Blue Orange. Yeah.
What won an award that year at Origins? if
What's
I
the
remember
last game Blue Orange put out? I feel like I haven't heard from them in a while.
right? Oh,
Good
man.
question.
Think of
Let me
it.
tell you.
But yeah, that's a great game. I think I did play it years ago, but it's vague. I have a vague impression that I played it somewhere. I've never owned a copy though.
Spelling.
I got to play it with Berla.
twice.
Yeah, I played it with you at BGG and with
Yep.
the Newmans. Tommy,
Which
what
is
you got?
why I went back and rebought a copy.
If Tommy doesn't have an opinion on this one, I do have one. Marco Polo, Corleone's Empire, and New York 1901. Let's see. Tommy was leaning towards you, New York 1901, but Godfather is a favorite game. He's giving it to Steve. Congratulations.
I was hoping
Wow.
Dean was going to be here tonight because I was, pandering to the Meepletown crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Steve gets
sure.
the tiebreaker, huh?
Okay.
I would have gone New York 1901, but I'm going to let time roller overrule me. You can always
Right.
pander to the host, and that's worth a point.
That always works.
Steve, your choice.
All right. You said Urban Bourbon Cowboy, and I think that one has to happen.
Yeah, Urban Bourbon Cowboy. That's bourbon and black tea, agave simple syrup,
Oh,
and a
nice.
little squeeze of lemon juice. Glenn, have you ever had a Urban Bourbon Cowboy?
No, but you said agave, and I love tequila.
Mhm.
Okay.
So there's my little connection to that. No. What game would go well with that? Holy smokes. Describe those ingredients one more time.
Bourbon, black tea, agave simple syrup, and a little squeeze of lemon
So the
juice.
tea gives you a little bit of caffeine. So there's a little bit of upper in there. You're not totally down. So you're probably going to have your concentration and your wits about you a little bit.
Right?
You also what is tea good for? Well, sometimes that can make you feel calm. So it's really coming at you from both sides.
Mhm.
Something that's kind of in the middle. You'll have the attention span. I'm gonna, you know what? And it's a little classy because it has tea. I'm gonna go with Shakespeare, one of my favorite Euros of all time.
I've never played it.
Oh, it is great.
Okay.
It is a great game. I bought my copy from Gil Hova. I think I picked it up at PAX Unplugged one year from him too. He's a great guy. He's a real character. If you know the guy, he made the game Networks.
Yep. Sure.
And he knows music like no one's business. Man, you want to talk about music? He's an encyclopedia.
Big guys.
But
encyclopedia with that.
the Shakespeare, I think, has a lot of mechanisms. I can't believe it hasn't had multiple iterations, but it has a lot of mechanics going on. It's like one of those, I would say, on the verge of modern Euro, where it has many multiple games going on, stacking the
sure.
sets and moving the people and playing the cards. And I would say it really was at the forefront of that whole movement of the multi mini game in one game kind of a frontier.
Hmm.
Next Station has been out with Blue Orange. That's been very popular too. Yeah, that's one.
Mm.
Steve, what you got? Shakespeare. That's one I wasn't expecting for Urban Bourbon Cowboy, but I'm
Nor
I'm
was
good
I.
with it.
Yeah. Do you want to go to Verla first? Because I feel like I'm going to steal hers.
Okay, yeah, Verla.
Do
Verla,
you?
you have one?
I think so. Yeah.
If
Does
Steve
Verla
thinks
have
he's
one?
gonna steal mine, I've got two, of course, but
I'll
I just go
go
with
with the one you
Cowboys,
don't
not the
say.
urban part. Fistful of Meeples.
Okay.
Oh,
love it.
wow.
Love
Nice.
it.
Fistful of Meeples.
Connie's. That
Love
game
it.
is great. That
That
game is
game
great.
is so much fun.
It is, and that game is so thematic.
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
when
true.
Very
you go-
much so.
yeah, have you
I
guys
feel
played
like
it? Where
you could have some sweet tea there
We've
to go
all
along
we've
with that
all played it,
bourbon.
I'm pretty
Totally
sure.
see
Maybe,
No,
maybe not Steve.
it's like being in the OK Corral, and you're going around and you go
Mhm.
see the madam if you need to.
Right?
Yep.
That thing,
Yep.
it is awesome. I
We'll
love
have a
that.
shootout.
It's
Yeah, Johnny
brilliant.
taught it to me at Essen in whatever year that was, 2019.
He has, and much to his credit, that game has had multiple reprints,
Really? I didn't know
as
that.
it should. It's
Yeah.
an incredibly successful game.
It's still on my shelf. I play it, once every year, a couple of times a year, when we're just looking for something that's just kind of dumb fun, and there's gonna be a
Totally.
little bit of take that, but it's never like egregious take that. It's fun,
Right.
just enough player interaction.
Yep.
And that one's so thematic.
Yeah, it
Like-
pulls you in because you're going to the different bars in this Mancala style, and it feels like a little diorama. Like you're living in a little diorama, going around doing all the things.
Yeah.
It's really great. There's the town jail. Oh man, it's great.
It doesn't
Brilliant.
overstay its
I love that
welcome
game.
either. It's like you play it and you're like, oh, that was perfect. It's like the perfect length game. It's perfect.
There's a brilliance in simplicity, and when you can achieve that, you've really hit the mark, and that has it in spades.
Very cool.
Steve, you've heard of the ocean, right?
I
I
have.
have heard of the ocean.
So basically, right now we have Europe and we have America, and you got the ocean to throw your dart in.
The field is,
Shakespeare and
field is
Fistful of
wide.
Meeples.
You crossed me up, V. I thought I was sure as shooting you were going to go Great Western
Or one of
Trail.
my, I
That's
knew
what
you
I
knew
thought.
that.
I was positive that was
You-
going to be it, and I
you
thought
guys
that was
know me
Cowboys,
really
but
well.
Also, that you were going from city to city. You got to end up in Kansas City at the end, so you got the city part with the urban bit. So I was figuring that not almost said Grand Austria Hotel, which is your other big favorite, but Great Western Trail was going to be my choice for that one.
And I
was
gave
all
it
in
to you.
that.
There you go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I had to
was
go
all
with
in
my
that.
heart, man. Fistful of
All right,
Meeples.
Tommy, you got to make a choice.
Trust it.
Tommy says, my first thought was Western Legends with Blood Money, but I'm going to go with Steve. Western Legends would have been great. Yeah, Western
That's a
Legends
good
would
call
have
too. Good
Steve
call.
wins another one. All right.
Time roller, the check's in the mail, my friend. That is solid.
We only have two left, and then
Two
we're going
left.
to declare the winner.
Right.
Okay.
Does Glenn have a
is
chance
that?
at this point,
No.
Steve?
yeah,
have a chance?
everybody has a chance. Everybody's still alive with two left.
Oh, okay.
Do the
And
bourbon
Glenn-
and blood, BJ.
Yeah.
Trust me that the last one that I do, it's usually some.
Oh,
guy
the last
closes
one's
roll.
going to be worth 5 points and
Like
all of a
7
sudden
million points or
yeah.
something.
Okay, great.
All right, so Bourbon and Blood is the next one. Bourbon and Blood.
Good catch-up mechanism there.
So I'm gonna explain a little bit more because to give you guys some ideas. It started in Hawaii, a bartender in Hawaii. I think it was Maui where he did it. It uses bourbon, blood orange liqueur, which I love, sweet vermouth, some orange bitters, and a little orange peel for garnish. But the kicker is fresh tarragon. A lot of flavors there, Glenn. A lot
It
of
is like
flavors.
it is like a herbaceous bourbon martini again, because martinis have vermouth in it.
Mhm.
Okay, I won't start though. But okay, first of all, when I hear blood, I'm thinking about Chainsaw Massacre that just came out.
Okay.
You know? But oranges makes me think of Blue Orange Games. Isn't there some game that has like a big orange right on the front? It's citrus.
Asking for troubles.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there you
Big old
go.
orange.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what?
I think
I'm-
Steve has one ready if you want, Glenn, if you want to let
Yes.
it percolate a little bit.
Steve, do it.
Okay. Citrus was one of my options, but the one that I probably would have gone with first is the one that actually has an orange fruit meeple in it.
Are you
And
going
it'd
to
be
take
Finca.
mine? Oh, you took mine.
Oh, did I take yours?
That's fine.
Oh, Finca would be the one. It is an island. It's not. I mean,
thought you would go Finco. Yeah.
it's Mallorca. It's not, Hawaii, but the orange this, orange that, orange the third thing just made me think about those cute little orange meeples that you have to collect.
Mhm.
Y'all are
Yeah.
going in a different direction on this one than I
And some
thought.
tarragon. I feel like
Cool.
that could be sprinkled in
Could
there
be.
in Finca.
Could be. It certainly is very, an earthy growing things environment there. So yeah, you get the fruit and the herbal, I think.
I want to see if Glenn follows that same track or he goes somewhere different. What you
Wait a
got,
minute.
Glenn?
I'm looking for the game that I have in mind. Keep Verla, take your
All
turn.
right, Burla, you're up.
I have not played this in many years, but my second thought after Finca was Blue Lagoon. I think you're collecting fruit on there, possibly
Mhm.
oranges. I
That's
could
Reiner
have that
Knizia,
wrong.
if I
Is that
remember
blue
right.
orange also?
That's a
It might be
Knizia
blue
game,
orange
but I don't
game.
think it's blue orange.
No.
Blue Lagoon. I don't remember who did it. I was really thinking you guys were going to go vampiric with the blood. And
I
the
also
corn
could have
and
gone
red.
Blood Rage.
That was another option too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood Rage.
I was thinking the one where you chase Dracula, Fury of Dracula. That's
Fury
what I
of
was
Dracula.
thinking.
Mhm.
Blue Lagoon was blue orange games.
It was?
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah.
So all
if
that's
Verla embraces
percolating in my
that,
head.
then you've got the
That's,
orange
that's
there
what
too.
I'm totally
All
embracing.
right, Glenn, you got some tough
Sure.
ones to beat here. Finca and
well-
Blue Lagoon. That's two good choices.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while I can appreciate stiff competition, the first one that came to mind, other than going off the colors and just hearing the words, you really, I like to go for the flavors and the situation we're in. And once again, it is a little sophisticated, as we all are here with my poop jokes. And so the first one that came to mind, but this is going to be the runner-up because we're not reprinting it, is Swingin' Jive Cat Voodoo Lounge.
Oh, okay.
So this was about making drinks, and it is a brilliant game that Daily Magic put out.
Okay.
It has this really interesting board where you're moving around and you're socializing at a party. And it was really cool, really ornate. There's like these little cups that you're mixing things in. Really a standout game. If you want a unique experience, this is it. But I defer. I'm going to go to a game that is still available, I believe, and was made by a personal friend, and that is called On the Rocks.
I was thinking that, right? As you were
Yeah,
saying,
that
the
game's
first one.
great.
Very
Yeah,
good.
that one's a lot. And they're working on a redo. I've been seeing development pictures and stuff like that. That one's really cool. Like they're moving marbles around. You're actually making your cocktails. That was a lot of fun too. And again, I know that we can enjoy complexities, but there is something where you can just have something really be satisfying when it is not overly wrought or complicated. And On the Rocks is exactly one of these. Like Mixtape, I will tell you. I mean, the rule book is what? It's like a pamphlet.
Yeah.
This one here, you can just get into it and play. Something I do like about 25th Century Games. Chad makes games that you can just read fast and play. He has a lot of great games. But yeah, I'm going to go with. What's that game where you have like a thought bubble?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
On the Rocks. That's what I'm
On the
going
Rocks. And that's from Pantry and 25th Century Games, right? If I
Yep.
remember right. Yep. All right. You got a tough choice there. Time Roller says, with the island, the fruit, he was thinking juicy fruit. Interesting. He played On the Rocks. Great game, but he's in. Finca to me was like the Reese's of this one. This is the one everybody was going to pick.
Mhm.
Yeah. Finca. Great game. Have you ever played Finca, by the way, Glenn?
What's
you ever
that?
played Finca?
Probably. It sounds familiar. The problem is a lot of these games I played at conventions.
Yeah.
So they kind of go in my head and out of my head.
The thing about Finca that you would remember is it's got like a windmilly rondelle that you're moving around to collect fruit.
Great rondelle.
That reminds me of there's a windmill game where you're growing rapeseed.
Yes, I have that. Sealand.
Oh, that's Sealand.
Sealand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't played it, but it's not like Finca from what I
No, I
remember.
think that's
No.
more.
There's tile placement.
Yeah. It gets kind of mean at the end, if I remember right. In Sealand, right?
I think so.
Parts of the
I don't
parts of
know.
the landscape disappear or something, right?
It
Maybe. I haven't
becomes
played it in about
hard.
5 years,
Yeah.
Mm.
but I really liked it and bought a copy. And then
All right, time for the surprise one. And this is the last one of the
All
night.
righty,
for
what do we got,
all
BJ?
the marbles. Well, I want to hear the score, so I want to give everybody a chance to beat Steve.
It is now 4-1.
Oh, it's a 5-pointer then.
It's a 5-point game.
It's a 5.
I am shocked at this.
It's a 5-pointer, and it's called the Sazerac.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rinse of absinthe. You got to have the little absinthe in there.
Mm-hmm.
A sugar cube. A
Yeah.
dash of cold water. 4 dashes of Peychaud, or as Les Americans say, Peychauds. Peychaud's bitters. Some rye whiskey, and then you have to. This is critical. You have to have that lemon peel as the garnish, just kind of sneaking its way out of this nice chilled glass. And that you can find all over Big Easy, Crescent City, New Orleans, our favorite sleepy town, the city that time forgot, the Sazerac.
Which is supposed to, I think, was made by Sazerac, the company who makes the rye, right?
It was invented right there in, that's right, the Sazerac was invented right there in New Orleans. I had it at a great bar, the Tin Roof Bar, fantastic bar. You got a beautiful view of the city and the river. If you ever get a chance in New Orleans, make sure you go to Tin Roof Bar. The Sazerac. Let's go with Steve first. Steve, what you got? Sazerac.
Jeez. This is a tough one. Because I was expecting you to go Cylon in some way, and the answer was going to be Battlestar Galactica. I was expecting you to go further afield than something that was like, genuine, knowable, classic drink.
Glenn Evans says the Sazerac was invented by the famous Sarlacc.
Wasn't that like Johnny Carson's thing where he held a card against his head? And he was like,
That was Karnak.
Karnak.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Karnak the Magnificent.
Well, this is very much Louisiana, New Orleans, and you got to go with Orleans.
Orleans.
Ooh.
Interesting choice.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Okay.
You like how I said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
Orleans.
didn't practice
did.
it. Just came off the tongue. Thank you.
I like it. My side tangent. My wife and I were debating, and I was asking her. We always say New Orleans. Everybody says New Orleans, but you hear people on ESPN say New Orleans, right? And I was asking about that. I said, "Do you find that ever strange?" She's like, "I've always found that really weird." I said, "Okay, what parish did you grow up in? Jefferson Parish. What parish is right next to Jefferson Parish? Orleans Parish."
Yeah.
Like, you just said what they say on ESPN, Orleans. So it's don't ask me why people in New Orleans say New Orleans for the city, but say Orleans Parish for the parish. I have no idea.
Interesting.
There's
make
all
sense.
types of like verbal anomalies like that. I mean, I love etymologies, and so I'm always like talking about like root. I think it's really interesting, the roots of words and how things get phrased. I mean, it's almost like things like live and live. If you saw a piece of paper, you're like, what am I? Yeah, it is peculiar how it migrates. Who knows?
Orleans or Orleans, Steve? What's your
So
thinking?
since you did not go Cylon on me, I'm going to say that a Sazerac is a drink that I would really enjoy, and that instead of thinking about theme, I would just say, once you got me one, I don't think I can stop. So can't stop.
Can't stop with the Sazerac. Okay.
Give me a refill.
That was a dad joke to end the night right there.
Yeah, well, we talked about it before. There's no such thing as a bad dad joke there by definition. Bad.
No, but I'm not getting, I'm not getting the
redundant.
seersucker suit. I'm not getting the hat. I'm not getting the fan slowly twisting as everybody's sweating.
You're not.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
but you end up in a Chris Whitpan's basement.
Absolutely.
The parish is so old they just leave the new out. That's right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Berla, we got Orleans or Orleans and Can't Stop to pair. What goes well with the Sazerac?
I really wasn't familiar with most of what you're describing with that, but it really made me want to have one here.
There.
The French Quarter.
Oh,
That's someone who knows how to play the game. There you go, Berla.
Uh-oh.
Berla picked French Quarter. All right, Evan.
Mhm.
Evan and Time Roller, what do you got here? We got Glenn says Orleans. Steve says Paret, and Verla says French Quarter.
French Quarter.
Which
Thank
were
you,
those?
Steve, for not taking that from me.
I would have said
I
Christmas.
took thinking from you before. This is what goes around comes around.
I'm embarrassed to say I would have picked Crescent City Cargo, but you know what? French Quarter is a better choice. French Quarter is a better choice.
Timer on has
yeah.
spoken. Oh, Big Easy.
Oh, I forgot about Big
Oh,
Easy
no.
Busking.
Oh,
Oh,
that
that's
would've been
another
good.
good one.
That would
Didn't
have
come to my
been
mind.
But Evan's breaking the rule because that's not the game. It looks like French Quarter is going to take it
I
unless
think
Evan
that's
wants to
got to.
overrule timing.
That's the one.
I think it is. We're going to give it. We're going to give it
All right.
to Bill there. No, you do not win, Evan. Thank you for playing, Evan. So that's our new game. The what do we call it, Steve?
The cardboard certification overlord wins game.
And that's the Cardboard Bourbon Steward Certification game, a game we have long enjoyed, a staple here in the Gumbo. Thanks to our friends at Game Toppers LLC. Remember, make your game nights a showstopper when you play on a Game Topper. That's it for another episode of Gumbo Live. I want to thank my guest, Glenn Flaherty from Board Games and Bourbon, and from the Euro Board Games, and from Daily Magic Siege of Valeria, and from Mixtape with Talent Strikes. Thank you for coming in, Glenn.
My
How
pleasure.
can they, if people have questions, they want to hear some dad jokes, they don't understand what a C augmented minor is, where do they get in touch with you?
Oh, well, you just go to, so on Twitter, I think my name is Games and Bourbon. And I think on Facebook, thank you. On Facebook, it's Board Games and Bourbon. And then I have the Euro game group on Facebook, which I think we have 7,000. That's the best group because you know
I
what?
remember when you started this thing. It was like a couple
and
of
I
people.
asked you to help. Yeah. And
I'm still a moderator.
It started just like now we're over like 7,000 people.
7,000 people.
Yeah. I have the print and play group and we're over like 10,000 people in that group. And I started the Roll and Write group and we have thousands in there too. So I got my fingers in all the stuff and all the pies.
They can find you over there. Make sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/BoardGameGumbo, and the YouTube channel. It helps us get the word out about all of our upcoming shows. Next week, we'll be back on Twitch. It's Twitch Tuesdays. We'll be in the Gumbo Pot playing your games live on Twitch at twitch.tv/BoardGameGumbo. I am BJ from Board Game Gumbo, and for Berla, and for Steve, and for Glenn. Until next time, laissez les bon temps rouler.
Good night, friends.
Bye, all.
Take care.